My Big Fat Pull List is the name of this highly produced special mission podcast. Its purpose? To provide deep dives for the listeners covering comics, games, movies, and all things pop culture.
Welcome back, Pull Listers, to part 2 of Batman Cataclysm. And boy, after part 1, guys, I'm a little shaken.
Oh,
God, I hate that.
We should have known that there was going to be a bad pun coming from you.
Did you feel it rumbling?
That's a stretch.
That's yeah. Like
Yeah, I
those
did kind of
marks.
crack that in there.
Like those marks. We all got them.
Wow.
All of us got them.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back, guys. I'm here to tell you about part 2 of Batman Cataclysm. And if you haven't watched part 1 yet, why are you watching part 2? Quickly, go back and watch part 1. Check out the first 10 or so issues of Batman Cataclysm where I break down what happens in each issue. It's well worth your time, I think.
And money.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, with that said, though, I'm Dragonus Prime. You all know me. Let me introduce to my left.
I'm Dr. Impact.
To my not left.
There's still danger.
And
what-
we are going to we're going to shake, rattle, and roll here, right? Because we left off
That's
at a
right.
pretty big cliffhanger moment, and so
Well, a quick recap. Gotham got hit with an earthquake. 7.5 on the Richter scale. Buildings were falling down, unless they were built by Wayne Enterprises, because Wayne knew an earthquake would happen eventually, so he made sure his buildings were earthquake safe. But mass hysteria and chaos was happening. Batman was trying to rescue people. Nightwing came from Bloodhaven to try to rescue people. Barbara Gordon's trying to get the police under control. Commissioner Gordon is stuck under rubble, which I forgot to put in my notes. He gets free somewhere in here, but he's fine. His wife, Sarah, is in parts unknown. They end up finding her. A lot of stuff happens.
and Azrael is useless. Go back and watch the first episode.
As
That's
usual.
right, he was in the first episode.
As usual.
I even gave the thing and I forgot he was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was absolutely useless.
Yeah.
So
So a lot happens, and then it ended with what TV screens were working. This guy coming across the screen, a silhouetted figure of a hulking, bald guy, saying he caused the earthquake. He is the Quake Master. Give him money or he'll do it again.
I don't imagine he was like in a mirror and be like, the Seismic King. No, that's not going to work. Oh, God, what do we got? Oh, the Quakester. No. Make me sound like I do cereal. No.
Shaker. No,
Yeah.
that always sound like a salt guy. Kind of.
God, what do we... And he's just like, he has that moment where he looks at it and he's like,
I'm a master of quakes. I can get this.
there it is.
I would love to see a whole issue of him just like what was that movie with Robin Williams and Billy Crystal, where Father's Day, that was it.
Oh.
Where Robin Williams keeps trying on the different outfits, standing in front of it's this like a whole issue of just Quake Master standing there going, "Shake guy." No, that doesn't work, and like just
But in different outfits
but different
too.
outfits.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't happen that way.
Oh, okay.
We don't get that issue, unfortunately.
All right.
But what we do is we start with Batman Chronicles number 12.
Okay.
Okay.
Batman
Okay.
Chronicles was an odd book. I think it came out every quarterly or something.
If I remember right, I think Batman Chronicles was DC's answer to the Marvel Unlimited stuff.
That was, yeah.
Because the Marvel in like the 90s had their Unlimited,
Yeah.
not Ultimate run, guys.
Right.
It's a very different thing. The Unlimited run, they were quarterly books. And what were they, like 48 pages or 60
You
pages
get like
or
6
something
or
like
7
that?
stories
Yeah.
in them.
Something like that. I remember that most of them were not crucial to anything. I think the Spider-Man ones were, because I think Maximum Carnage was in some of those.
Oh, God,
And the
yeah.
2099's Unlimited were crucial because they would introduce new characters.
Sure.
But I think Chronicles, if I remember right, was DC's answer to
That
that.
makes some sense.
Okay.
Giving off of this,
Could be
that
wrong,
makes
but-
sense.
yeah.
Because that's what this is. It's a series of little stories. Not really crucial, but a part of what's happening.
Okay.
Like, there's one of them where it's Penguin's thugs saving a bunch of people locked in a basement. They're all like, we're going to rob the place. And one of the big guys like, nah, we're saving these people because I woke up this morning. These people woke up this morning. They're going to wake up tomorrow morning, too.
Okay.
I was like, all right, cool. There's one of Ra's al...
Criminals with hearts of gold.
Who thought? There's one of Ra's al Ghul who's watching what's going on. He's all like, what are you going to do, detective? How are you going to get through all this? And it's just kind of him watching what's happening.
So he's literally just
Creeping.
popcorning it?
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
He's just creeping it like, oh yeah. Go get him,
just-
detective.
It's
John Waters from SNL. What's his name? Where he's like, God, not John Waters. The interview guy.
Jon Stewart?
No.
Because that's what I was thinking, like the Daily Show Jon Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
Of him eating the popcorn. Like,
No, I'm thinking of he does the news, the crime news where like, and then I killed him. Oh. How did you do it? Like he's getting more and more turned on as the killer describes what he's doing.
I could see Ra's al Ghul being that.
He's a great. He's the guy from Barry.
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader. Thank you. Yes, it's Bill Hader. He's like,
I can definitely see Bill Hader doing that.
yeah. It's a great skit.
Yeah, that's about what he's doing.
Okay.
He's acting like that. The most kind of important one in this one is the Robin one, and the only reason it's important is it actually shows Robin in Gotham.
Okay.
Because if you watched our last episode, you would know Robin was trying to get to Gotham when all this went down.
Okay.
So it shows him saving people. He's in Gotham.
So does it show him like we just assume in between the issues he got in, or does he drive into town?
No, I think it shows him there. Like we just kind of assume he got
just
there.
Yeah.
There's one of Two-Face who he's buried in a hole. Like not buried, he's stuck in a hole, and there's a bunch of crooked cops who worked for him. They're like, hey, we can kill Two-Face and not have to worry about him anymore. And Two-Face ends up beating them and knocking them into a hole that's filling up with water. And I kind of find the irony that Two-Face killed the guys that were double crossing him.
Yeah. I'm sure he loved that too.
Right. And then the last one is Leslie Tompkins, who's helping a child in danger. And for those of you who don't know at home, Leslie Tompkins is kind of like Bruce Wayne's maternal figure after his mother passed. She knows Batman is Bruce Wayne. She's kind of there to help repair his wounds sometimes.
She's often. In fact, it's ironic that you mentioned that part of it, because a complete tangent here for just a minute,
tangent
guys.
away.
I just finally started reading the new Chip Zdarsky run of Batman last night. Chip Zdarsky's an amazing writer, but anyway, and I've only gotten 2 or 3 issues into it, but in that storyline, the stuff that they're dealing with, Tim gets shot, and it's he gets shot in the neck.
Oh dang!
And it's so close to everything that's vital that Bruce grabs him, and he calls for the Batmobile. He's like, car now. And he goes, we don't have time to get to Leslie. We just have to go to the hospital. And he's going to just take Tim straight to the hospital. Did you? Yeah. And I was just like, oh my God, I haven't heard Leslie's name in comics in a while. But it was interesting that it was like they go to Leslie for medical help or repair.
They're night nurse.
It's they're night nurse.
The DC night nurse.
Yeah. Unless it's something obviously super critical they don't have time for. But yeah.
But it shows her finding a child on his own, and she kind of comforts him and takes him back to her inner city hospital medical building that she has.
Okay.
And that's pretty much Batman Chronicles. It's just basically a series of things that's going on during it.
It's the peripheral stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
We cut to Nightwing number 20. Nightwing rushes into the GCPD and finds Barbara Gordon.
Okay.
And they're both visited, they're talking about what the hell's going on. Have you heard from Bruce? No one's heard from Bruce. Robin shows up. This was something that was interesting I didn't realize. Barbara says to him, oh, you must be Robin. I recognize you from your voice and costume. So I guess at this point in time, our Barbara Gordon didn't know Robin was Tim Drake.
That's weird.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So... yeah, Robin's like, yeah, it's nice to meet you too, finally.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
So they're there, and they're all trying to find out where Batman's at because they don't know where he is. So in that issue, you also find out Batman's helping people continuously as Batman, but he can't exactly always help them as Batman because technically I think Batman's still wanted by the police. He's a vigilante.
I mean, he is a vigilante.
He's breaking the law. So at one point he dresses up as a cop with a fake mustache and one of his personas and is helping people save that way. And everyone's like, who's that cop? I've never seen him before. Oh, I'm from a different district.
You would know me. I've got a different captain.
Right. So then Dick and Tim return back to the Wayne Manor, and they see the massive hole that's there. Mm-hmm. And Tim's like, Dick, man, you guys are like my family, but I got it. And Dick's like, nah, dude, go find your dad. Take care of your family first.
Yeah.
So Tim goes to find his dad, while Dick jumps into the hole. Boy, that's
of course he does.
That's a euphemism.
I registered it. I wasn't going to acknowledge it, but yeah.
But leave it to Prime to acknowledge it.
I didn't even realize it until I said it.
Oh, I immediately clocked it.
I'm sure you did.
See, I didn't.
So Nightwing goes down the crevasse, and he goes down in there. He finds Alfred and our new favorite character, Harold.
Yes.
Harold is down there with Alfred. And if you don't know who Harold is, you've got to go back and watch the episode because I'm not going to tell you.
Or at the very least, read Harold's Purple Crayon, and that'll tell you.
No, wrong Harold.
Oh, sorry.
I told you that last time.
It's also blue crayon.
Oh,
no, it's purple.
Right. Is it purple?
It's purple.
Oh, okay.
That was my favorite book as a kid. Don't fight me on Harold.
Oh, I was thinking of the show. And it doesn't matter.
Anyway, yes.
But they're down there, and they find out Batman's in Gotham from Alfred.
Okay.
Not from Harold.
Not from
Harold. And while they're doing that, it shows Quakemaster coming across the TVs saying, give me money.
Oh, so this is all happening while that
Yes.
moment from the... Okay, all right, got it.
So that's what happens in Nightwing number 20. Now we cut to Batman 554. Batman is continuing to rescue people. It shows him like leaving that scene where he was, I'm a fake cop. And it shows him running off. And we cut to, he goes to Jolene Relazzo's apartment because he's trying to find this seismic person that he didn't hire, but he hired.
Right.
To try to get her like what's going on.
Right.
And he shows up, she's not there. And Batman's looking around going, I don't see anything. There are weird clues, but it's hard to tell. This is probably Quakemaster, though.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Because he's Batman.
Because he's Batman.
Right. So, Batman starts doing his detective stuff, and he starts following trails. We then make a quick stop to Wayne Tech, where he shows up as Bruce Wayne. And Lucius is like, Bruce, thank God you're okay. He goes, yeah, good to see you're holding things down over here. Keep doing the good work. I need to go look at the personnel files. And Lucius is like, yeah, but computers are offline. He goes, yeah, no, I'm going to go to the hard copies. And he goes and grabs Jolene's file. And starts reading through it to try to get some more clues to maybe see if she was in on this. Does she know things, what's going on?
That's where I was just thinking,
Right,
like,
sure.
if maybe she was, inside.
Maybe she's the Quake puzzler.
The Quake mistress.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, while that's happening, Batman makes another quick stop.
Miss Quake.
Oh, gosh.
There we go. Miss Quake.
Good night, everybody.
All right, just got it. We're done.
We then head to GCPD, where Batman gets a cassette tape recording of Quakemaster from Gordon, who's gotten free from the rubble at this time.
Okay.
And while they're there, Gordon and Batman decide they're going to do a sting operation to try to catch Quakemaster. Boy, that's hard to say.
Yeah.
Catch Quakemaster, yeah.
So they do this. They put up the bag of money that Quakemaster wants. These helicopter flies in, and the two goons that captured Jolene step out of the helicopter. And they grab the bag of money, and they take off, and Batman leaps up and gets onto the bottom of the helicopter.
Sure.
And so they take off, and then they land on a rooftop. Batman jumps out, starts beating them up, going, "Where's the Quakemaster?" Doing his thing. And they're like, "We don't know. He just told us to land here." And he's like, "What do you mean?" And he's like,
So they were literally just two goons. It wasn't like
Yep.
it was two
Nope,
villains
they were just two
okay.
goons hired by the Quakemaster.
Okay,
They land the helicopter, and he's like, "We were just told to bring the money here." And Batman looks back where the money bag was, and it's gone. So whoever got there got the money.
Okay.
Lost my place. So, Batman finally heads back to the cave.
Okay.
To where Nightwing, Robin, and Alfred all are.
Oh, Robin's back now?
Yeah, Robin came back. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
He comes back in between these pages.
Sure,
You don't see him come back. It's just...
He's there,
Yeah.
and then, okay, got it.
And then they all start discussing their plans. And there's something that where Jolene Quakemaster, and I didn't spoil anything, don't worry. Quakemaster starts talking about stuff like this is the same thing that happens to the woolly mammoth at this time. And starts talking about these weird things. And Batman's like, that's stuff that, like, either Jolene's trying to get a message out to us or she's behind all this stuff. Mm-hmm. So they start to devise this plan where Nightwing and Batman are going to go into the city while Robin stays back and studies the tape. Because Robin's much more of a detective than Nightwing is.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Especially when it comes to tech stuff.
Right.
Yeah, Tim, yeah.
So Tim and Alfred stay back to study the tape. Harold begins repairing everything. Mm-hmm. Batman and Nightwing go out into the city. And that's pretty much where the issue ends.
Okay.
Then we cut to another one of the one-shots, which is Batman, Huntress, and Spoiler #1.
Okay.
And in this one, both Huntress and Spoiler are in the same mall, which is a different mall than the one Bullock was in from Part 1. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch Part 1. Mm-hmm. I'm going to keep saying this.
Can't say it enough.
They're in the same mall. They're in a different mall, sorry.
Oh, okay.
When the quake is going down, Spoiler's trying to help people. Huntress is trying to help people. When Cluemaster and a bunch of other escaped convicts that made their way across the land bridge from Batman Blackgate, do I need to say it to you guys?
Go back.
They show up at the mall. Now, here comes the problems with Spoiler.
Yeah?
Her father is Cluemaster. So, Huntress likes to kill criminals.
That she does.
Mm-hmm. Spoiler has to constantly be stopping Huntress from killing these criminals and killing her dad.
Mm-hmm. Sure, because it's her dad.
Right. They end up stopping all the other criminals. I don't remember all of them off the top of my head. I didn't notate it. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, guys. Mm-hmm. I do know that one of them was Ratcatcher 1.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But they end up stopping all the criminals that are there.
Okay.
But Cluemaster, he escapes.
Of course.
So he gets out. He's on the run. And Spoiler actually helps him escape because Huntress is trying to kill him.
Yeah. So let me stop you there and ask you a question real quick.
Yep.
Because I can't remember from the previous episode. So what do I need to do? I need to go back and watch the other episode.
Go back and watch the episode.
Is this the first time that Spoiler has appeared in the Cataclysm thing?
Yes.
Is at this moment?
That's what I
thought.
Yep.
That's what I thought. Now, and do you know off the top of your head how long Spoiler has been a character at this point? Like, has she gone through her Robin period where she was...
No, this is before her Robin period.
So this is before she became the short-lived Robin.
She's only been around for about a year or two.
Okay, so she's still fairly new at this point. Okay, got it.
That's why I think another reason why she's in this, DC's trying to push the new character.
Sure, yeah.
Which I get. I remember when they were trying to push, was it Signal?
Signal is the new one, yeah.
So, I get it. I mean, you got to push your characters.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's that issue, though.
Okay.
And then we cut to Detective Comics 721. This one starts off rather morbid, as if everything else has been cheery.
Right.
Batman and Nightwing are on patrol, train around, helping people. They kind of stop and are on a rooftop looking down. And Nightwing's like, man, this shit's getting real. He's like, we got mass graves. They're burning bodies to prevent disease. Mm-hmm. Like, this is messed up stuff. Mm-hmm. And Batman's like, yep, that's why Gotham needs us now more than ever. Because that's Batman, too.
Right.
And while they're on their patrol, saving people, stopping looters, they come across Huntress, who is fatally beating the hell out of some looters. And Batman and Nightwing go in and stop her, and they're like, whoa! Bad stuff's happening enough as it is. We don't need more death on our hands. Right. And I told you, stop killing people! And, like, it gets to the point where, like, they're arguing about it. Batman's like, just get out of my city. Get out of my city.
She kills people, and he runs up with a rolled-up newspaper and whacks her on the nose. Stop killing people. Stop doing that. He chases her around the city with a squirt bottle.
That's Catwoman.
Oh, okay.
No, he eventually is like, get out of my city. I'm done with you. Go away. And she's like, fine. I don't need your sappy vigilante stuff anyway. And she takes off.
I can kill people in any city.
And she takes off, and that's the last we see of her in this storyline. In Cataclysm.
Wow. Oh, okay.
So Batman runs her off with the rolled up newspaper.
Yeah. Yep.
So after we deal with that, we cut to Jolene. Jolene is in a jail cell. And there's a monitor in the cell, and on the monitor is Quakemaster talking to her. And he's threatening her, saying, I'm gonna, you gotta help, you gotta do this, I'm gonna kill you, blah, blah. And she's like, look, we both know you didn't do this.
Okay.
And she's like, you just, you're pulling on strings that aren't going to pull. And that's basically kind of the big reveal there. That Quake Master is not a master of earthquakes.
He's just an opportunist.
He's a phony.
He is an opportunist.
An opposer.
And there's more to him.
Okay.
Now, next we show Robin studying the tape of Quake Master. And it shows him and Alfred, and they're like, this is weird. And they're really studying it.
Mm-hmm.
We cut again to Quake Master, who sends a bunch of thugs out to different spots. He sends a bunch of thugs to the mayor's office, who at the time this is going down, it's got the mayor and it's got Commissioner Gordon in there. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to figure out, what are we going to do about Gotham? So they send them to the mayor's office. While they're there, the thugs come in and they're like, hey, we want the money. Give us the money. You didn't give us money last time. It was laundry or whatever. I don't remember what they gave him, but they didn't give him money. Mm-hmm. And so they hold the mayor hostage.
Okay.
After that, you've got Robin, who's studying the tapes. Harvey and Montoya are talking about what's going down. Mm-hmm. And you've got Barbara and another guy, Detective Mackenzie Bach, who was fairly prominent in detective comics around that time. He's a GCPD detective.
Sure.
Okay.
All three are having separate conversations about the Quake Master. All three come to the different realization at different times as to where the Quake Master is. Robin realizes who the Quake Master is.
Oh, so he's pieced it together.
He's pieced it together. Bullock realizes there's only one place Quake Master can be. Mackenzie Bach and Barbara Gordon look at the footage and they go, we recognize that building.
Ah, gotcha.
So Bach goes, because naturally Wheels can't make it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Bach leaves Ironsides and he goes to take care of that. Mm-hmm. Then it shows Harvey, Montoya, and Robin meeting up there at the same time. Mm-hmm. And they bust in and Bullock's like, freeze, you're under arrest. I'm Bullock. I'm a big tough guy. Mm-hmm. And Robin's like, wait, no. And it cuts to an image where the criminals that are working with Quake Master, they stopped Bach when he showed up, and he's tied up in a chair. Mm. And that's where the issue ends, with the Bach dude tied up and at hostage.
Okay.
So then we cut to another random tie-in. We go to Catwoman number 57.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
This one, you can read it. If you get the trade paperback, read it. It's in there. If you don't, you want to buy the individuals, and you don't want everything, you can skip it. But in this one, Catwoman stops Poison Ivy from taking advantage of the situation and trying to turn Gotham and all of its people into plants.
Classic Ivy.
Right.
Classic Ivy.
Basically, Ivy being Ivy. Ivy being Ivy, Catwoman being Catwoman. It's a fun read, not necessary to the plot.
Again, more of just like peripheral, this is what's going on kind of stuff, yeah.
The next issue, also not necessary to the plot, but if you read any of them not necessary to the plot, I recommend this one, because if I remember right, this was written by... Was this one written by Grant Morrison? No, this wasn't written by Grant Morrison. I could be wrong. Batman Arkham Asylum Tales of Madness.
Okay.
In this one, during the quake, Killer Croc is accidentally set free.
Okay.
He kills one of the two guards that he had. The other one hides in a closet.
Sure.
Okay.
A bunch of other Arkham inmates get out, and they end up finding the guard, Greg.
The guard's name is Greg?
Yes.
The hook hand?
Huh?
The hook hand guard?
No, not the hook hand guard. This is just a random guard.
Okay.
They find this guy, Greg. Mm-hmm. It ends up being Joker, Killer Croc, Scarecrow, Riddler, Vox, and someone named Samantha. I don't know Vox and Samantha. They're Arkham inmates of some kind.
Vox sounds familiar. I don't really know the character.
Right.
I don't know Samantha, but Vox sounds familiar.
Was Samantha the one that had the image issue? Like her thing was she was crazy because she thought she was all scarred up, but she wasn't, and so she wore one of those
she doesn't wear a mask or anything.
Okay.
And she would have, because Scarecrow's in full Scarecrow regalia, Joker's in full Joker.
So it's not like they're in Arkham jumpsuits.
So the first thing they did is go find the clothes.
They got the costumes.
That's exactly what they did. They show them going to get their clothes.
You just balled mine up? That's rude of him.
So they find Greg, who's hiding.
Yeah, they're like, mine's in a ball in the corner. Yours is on a hanger. What the hell?
Well, Joker gets the hanger. Who cares about straw?
That's right. That's right.
But they find Greg, and they all decide, they can't decide how they want to kill Greg. They're all bickering over how to kill him.
Okay.
So they decide, instead, why don't we have a competition to see who can scare Greg the most?
Okay.
So they all start telling Greg scary stories. And each story is very themed to them. Like, Samantha's, I think, is like about apparently her troubled past with her mom, but it's not her. Joker's is about him killing a bunch of people with toxic stuff and killing Batman with like Joker toxic gas.
Okay.
Riddler's is a murder mystery where there's a bunch of riddle. Like they're very much in theme, but they're fun reads.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they end up getting caught. Everyone's taken care of, and Greg it drove him crazy. Hearing all this, being threatened to be killed constantly, it drove him crazy. And they cut to this scene where he's like tied up in the Arkham cellmate, and he's got like scars all over his body, and he's pieced out, and he's got like this part belongs to Scarecrow, this part belongs to Joker.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and apparently he becomes known as the Jigsaw Man.
Huh.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
he's not a character I remember, but he was an Arkham guy named the Jigsaw Man.
Interesting.
He's owned by different Arkham inmates apparently.
Huh.
And then so that's Arkham Asylum Tales of Madness,
Sure.
Okay.
which is why it's Tales of Madness because it's all stories.
Sure.
And then we hit Robin 53, the conclusion of Cataclysm.
Okay.
In Robin.
Well, I mean, if it's going to go across all the Bat books,
Sure.
then,
So in Robin number 53, it starts off with Robin, Bullock, and Montoya saving Bach. Because remember, he got captured at the last
He was
issue.
tied to a chair.
Right. Batman and Nightwing make it to the mayor's office and save her and Gordon.
Okay.
Robin and gang, they break into the Quake Master's room. And you discover Quake Master is not a person at all. Quake Master is a ventriloquist dummy. The ventriloquist has been in charge of the Quake Master the entire time.
Okay.
And they end up obviously catching
The
ventriloquist.
ventriloquist or Scarface?
Ventriloquist.
The ventriloquist.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, yes.
Yeah. Well, because it is two personalities.
Sure.
I didn't know. Like, is it Scarface telling
Yes.
Dummy to go do this,
Yes.
or is it?
It's that because eventually Scarface comes out and he's like, "You ruined it, dummy," and all that.
Got it. Okay.
And they end up, I think, shooting Scarface in the head
Okay.
and shattering Scarface.
Yeah.
But it's ventriloquist who's in charge, who is Quake Master trying to take advantage of the situation.
Okay.
And they stop him. They free Jolene, who is not a part of this at all. He was just using her to get Quake information to make himself sound more believable. Robin explains how he figured out that it was ventriloquist.
Yeah.
Was the way some words were pronounced.
Oh, okay.
Because you can know sometimes how ventriloquist.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
That's how he figured it out.
Okay.
And all of them head back to Gotham. And they're all kind of standing on a watchtower, like overlooking Gotham. And this is the part where it's usually a happy ending. We saved the day, but we didn't.
Because it's still destroyed.
Gotham is still in ruins. The quakes have stopped. The aftershocks have stopped. But now, where do we go from here? And this leads into the next storyline, which will be their next episode at some point. I haven't read them all yet, so give me time. But this leads us into Aftershock,
Okay.
which is the between periods between Cataclysm and No Man's Land.
Okay.
This is Aftershock is why Gotham was cut off from America.
So Aftershock is almost like the prelude, beginning stages of No Man's Land.
Correct.
Right? Like sets up the No Man's
Yep.
Land stuff.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So, and that's Cataclysm, guys.
That's really cool. And I know that they've kind of touched on certain moments in some of the movies. Like I know there's some of that in which one is it? Dark Knight Rises has a little bit of the No Man's Land
Yep.
stuff, and I think if I remember correct, doesn't Batman Begins have a little bit of it at some point too?
With when Scarecrow's thing
Yeah.
goes off and
Yeah.
the city's crazy.
a little
Yeah.
bit of
The Batman kind of
It's-
ends with it a bit.
It's more in Dark Knight Rises, than
Yeah.
which is a shame. 'Cause
But I
hate that movie.
I don't hate that movie, but I have problems with it.
Right.
I have massive problems with it. But I would love to see, like, don't give us another Batman training and learning how to, like, we already know how Batman becomes Batman. Give us a storyline where it's Batman doing this.
Well, let me blow your mind here. At the end of a movie called The Batman, it kind of hints at this.
It does.
And apparently the next sequel, rumor has it, picks up right there.
Oh, okay.
Like there's no time jump, there's no nothing. It's right there.
So refresh my memory real quick, because I have seen the Batman, but I only saw it like when it first came out. So, so how does it end that it sets that up? Spoilers, guys.
Spoilers, yes, by the way. Riddler sets off a bunch of bombs because
and floods Gotham.
And like there's also some structural damage it makes it seem. But they needed an action ending, so they added an extra at like 30 minutes of just this shit happening. But yeah, he sets off bombs like all around Gotham, like blowing bridge, like he all around, and like it's flooding from the inside.
Okay. Clearly, I need to go back and rewatch the Batman.
Also, if you watch, I think it's Harley Quinn season 2.
Yeah,
is very, very,
Harley Quinn season 2 is her no man's land.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I've gotten through season 1 of Harley Quinn, but I have not watched season 2.
Yep, it's very no.
Keeps getting better. I love that.
It
show.
does. Yeah.
I love that show so much.
I did not expect to like it. I didn't want to like it, but goddamn
you
it,
expected a Velma, and you got a Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I felt after I watched the first season. I was like, wow, this is actually good.
Yeah.
Well, at the very least, DC, if you are listening, if you're watching, first, awesome, great, cool, thank you, welcome. But also,
promote us.
Yeah, right. But also, your Tomorrowverse movies have been great. The animated,
I love those.
The follow-ups to the other stuff. The Tomorrowverse stuff has been great, and you did a great job with the Long Halloween, even with some of the changes that you made in there.
Which I get.
Which I got. I mean, it made sense. And it
allows you to improve things. Yes.
Right, yeah, and it made things work. Give us an animated two-part No Man's Land. Like, obviously, if you take Cataclysm and Aftershock and put them together into your first movie and then do No Man's Land for your second movie or something.
I think like a 3 or 4 part if it's real.
I mean, if you got the budget,
if you do Aftershock and Cataclysm and Aftershock
honestly,
is one, and then...
If you're doing 2 parts, you could do Cataclysm and Aftershock in like the first 20 minutes of a movie.
You could rush it, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you're really doing, because a lot of this is like, this is happening at this time, but that's going to happen in that time.
That's true. A lot of this did sound like it was things happening simultaneously.
Like, this is like 1 or 2 days.
Right.
This all happens over like a couple of days.
Yeah. My preference would be take your time with it, stretch it out. Like, I'm here for, don't just be like, it's all in one movie, it's all 90 minutes. Like, no,
I mean,
give me 5 movies.
I was to say, if they want to give us a whole new Tomorrowverse connected TV series that dives in,
I'll watch it.
I'd be fine with that too. I just meant like give us 1 or 2 movies because I don't see them doing that.
Sure.
But hell yeah, you give me that, I'll sit there and watch it. Yeah, absolutely.
No. With your Jon Stewart popcorn.
With my Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah. So nice. Well, now you realize that you're going to have to take us into the Aftershock at some point.
I will gladly take you into the Aftershock.
Gonna have to take us down.
I will rock your worlds.
Yes. And we're going to rock your world, listeners, right now, because we are going to give a quick shout out to a comic shop that Dragonus and we got to meet at a convention here in St. Louis some time ago. Great people, and what did they say? They were from the Chicago area.
I believe they said Chicago area,
somewhere outside of Chicago. Anyway, they are called Crystal Lake Comics. I was going to say, that's right. You heard me right. If you're a Jason Voorhees fan, I don't know if they're named after that. I didn't ask.
I would imagine they are.
I would gotta be, yeah. But Crystal Lake Comics.
Yeah.
So
great people. They had a really good selection.
Great selection with them. Yeah. So again, as usual, we will include their website, and more importantly for them, their Facebook page, because I think they do most of their stuff on Facebook, but we'll include that in the show notes below in the description.
And I think they said as well, they've been traveling a lot with, was that Quad City Con?
That's what we were at, I think. Was QuadCon, yeah.
They travel with them a lot, so if you go to QuadCons, you have a chance of running into them there as well.
Yeah, and
I said hi.
QuadCons, for those of you who don't know, they're kind of like smaller, or at least right now anyway, smaller versions of like fan expos almost. They're happening all over, primarily the Midwest, I think, but they happen all over the country, and they're getting bigger. They're getting much bigger as they go. But so I'm sure there's a QuadCon nearish to wherever you are, and chances are, especially if it's going to be here in the Midwest area, you will probably see Crystal Lake Comics there. So huge shout out to Crystal Lake Comics. Go check them out, guys. They're very, very cool. So,
but yeah. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys.
All right.
Thanks for taking this journey with me.
Absolutely.
I'm going to end this thing properly, unlike last episode where I just cut us off.
And
if you don't know what I'm talking about,
go back and check out the last episode.
Thank you all for joining us. I have been Dragonus Prime.
I have been and will continue to be Dr. Impact.
Pistol danger.
Good night, everybody.
And now you know, but as they say, knowing is only half the battle. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the show on your favorite platform, and follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and spread the word to all the listers out there.